Danny Flexon here at the 12 Freeze Gym in Paddington with gym owner and fill-in receptionist Darren Barker. What's going on? Why are you behind the desk?
Just chipping in. I'm doing my bit for the cause.
Well, you can do your bit for our calls now. We just want to ask you about a couple of big topics in boxing at the moment. First of all, Anthony Joshua. Who would you like to see him fight in that big Wembley show in April?
I mean, I would love to see him fight Wilder, if I'm deadly honest. Look, it's hard to say that because I like Dillian Whyte. He's a top man and he deserves his crack. He does. But I would just like to see these belts a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Unified, but all. What's the word you're looking for? Solidified, is it? Is that the word? Is that the word I'm looking for? Right, but AKA unified. And then I just think, imagine that April 13th, Joshua Wilder. I just think it's huge. But then I feel bad because Dillian Whyte does deserve his shot. If I was Wilder, I would take the AJ fight. I think if he fights Fury again, he loses, in my opinion. I think Fury's got his number. So why not sort of make millions fighting AJ at Wembley? And then, I don't know. Say if he was to beat AJ, how big that rematch with Fury would be. So look, there's loads to sort of play about with and put into account, but I think it will end up being Dillian Whyte, and good luck to him because he does deserve it.
Is Amir Khan right to chase a fight with Terence Crawford over a British showdown with Kell Brook? Big topic at the moment. A
very big topic, and I can see two sides of the argument. I can see Amir Khan's thinking and reasoning, look, it's a harder fight, but if I lose to Terence Crawford, I can live with that. I can live with the fact that I've lost arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter out there. Because on the flip side, though we get more money to fight Brook, there is no world title on the line. And I honestly think if he was to lose that fight, that would probably leave a lasting scar on his sort of on his legacy, in some ways. I just think he would never be able to live with that defeat. I think that would eat away at him forever and probably overshadow the success that he's had in a weird way, just because there is that, probably hatred is a strong word, but there's a certain dislike towards each other. And I think if he was to lose to Brook, but then he could say, well, what are you talking about? I'm taking a harder fight for less money for a world title. There's different ways you can look at it, but I take my hat off to him. If you look at who Amir Khan's fought, you cannot take anything away from him. He's a warrior, though he's come unstuck a few times. He gets in there with everyone. You cannot take that away from him, and hats off.
And just before we let you go, the first big Matchroom show of the new year.
You can keep talking. I'm not busy.
You're not going anywhere, yeah. The first big Matchroom show of the new year sees Ted Cheeseman, of course, challenging for the European title. He trains with your old trainer, Tony Sims. Just tell us what you think of Cheeseman and a potential fight perhaps with Anthony Fowler, which a lot of people are excited about.
Yeah, do you know what? The big cheese, Ted Cheeseman's a top lad. He really is a top bloke. I've never seen a lad sort of as young as him. Well, I'm going back when Ricky Burns went over to, was it Texas, and fought Figueroa. Tony asked if I would look after him whilst he was away, and I said, yeah, no problem. And I mean, I don't know how old he was then, but he was so professional in his approach. The way he sort of was left on his own once he'd done the boxing sessions, Tony was confident that Ted Cheeseman would do his own groundwork, blah, blah, and I watched him when I was training him just crack on with his training. He's just so professional, and he just loves the game. He's always willing to learn. He's always eager to learn, and I'm a big fan of his. And it's a bold sort of statement and a bold move from Eddie to have Ted topping the bill at such a big venue. I guess you could say this early on in his career without a world title fight, not a huge household name or even a massive name in the sport. But I think Eddie's thinking is got a lot of big names now sort of leaving British boxing, and it's time to now replace them with the next crop. And what better just to sling them in the new generation, that's right, sling them in and try and create these fan bases, trying to create these sort of personalities and give them this huge platform, and hopefully they can move on from there. Because look, no doubt, for those who haven't seen Ted Cheeseman, I mean most who are going to watch this have, he's exciting. You know, he gets stuck in. He's not one to shy away from a fight. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Ted's, and I wish him all the best. And look, the fight I guess we all want to see is him against Anthony Fowler for whatever title it will be, maybe British, European, whatever, or some sort of eliminator. Who knows? But that is a massive fight. And then there's not forgetting Fitzgerald as well, who's a great fighter and a lovely lad as well.
Fowler's got to get past him first. Yeah.
Exactly, and I wouldn't overlook him because he's a very good fighter. But I just mentioned the Fowler name just because that's the one that everyone's talking about. Yeah, but yeah, all good. It's great to be sat in my calf looking at a WBC belt, which is pretty cool. So it's nice. It's cool.
Brilliant. Well, we thank you for your time. We'll leave you to rolling towels or whatever you do as a receptionist here.
I do that. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to my duties, but yeah.
Well, I'm sure everyone's happy to see you.